What's happening? What's happening? USC fans, what it do? What it do, man? Got some news to give y'all. I know. We lost Coach Henny. I know we lost Coach Henny. It seemed like you know what I'm saying. The Trojan Nation is divided by the loss of Coach Henny. But every loss is an opportunity to get better, right? Every loss is an opportunity to get better. Unless you think Henny was the best D line coach in the world, we could do better, right? So it this guy, if y'all ain't heard, he from Texas Tech. His name is Fitch, right? Dude from Texas Tech named Fitch. He won a D line coach of the year, right? And he a good recruiter. He got the number one overall prospect rocking with him, right? So this dude called Jalen Brewster. He the number one defensive line prospect in the country. Jalen Brewster. I think he the number one overall player, depending on which website. But there's a kid named Jalen Brewster. He from the 2027 class. He committed to Texas Tech October 4th, right? So after the departure of the coach, after the coach didn't re-sign his contract, I think it's the Texas. I think it's the Texas Tech coach, right? He already got ties to Gary Patterson. The Texas Tech coach, he used to coach with Gary Patterson. So I know Gary Patterson. At least I know we gonna try to get him. And dude didn't get fired. I believe his contract just expired. But he had the number one defensive line player in the country for the 27 class committed to him at Texas Tech. After he left, they asked the kid, was things with him at Texas Tech still good, still solid? He said no. So it seems like his commitment was tied to the Texas Tech defensive line coach. So if we get him, we get the defensive line coach of the year, and he got recruiting prowess too. All the dog work in the world still didn't have the number one um defensive line prospect. This dude had the number one defensive line prospect in the country, the Texas Tech coach. So losing Henny, we losing more of a recruiter, right? Like Henny, he a great recruiter. But the dude that's number one on our list, yeah, J Rod. Like J Rod, the only reason I really got mad though is because I said it was allegedly, right? If y'all don't know, go look at 4th and 9 victory. I had got into it with somebody on there. But I just said allegedly what I heard about people around the program, how they said Henny went down to the high school level to learn certain techniques to teach defense alignment. It was a guest on a panel that thought that was impossible. It was crazy. But coaches do it all the time. NFL coaches then went down to the college level to learn certain offensive schemes. When Chip Kelly was at Oregon, NFL coaches was coming down watching his practices. And then at the NFL level, they don't teach fundamentals. They teach scheme. So it do make sense for a former NFL coach to go to a lower level like the high school level where 90% of the things they teach is fundamentals, to ask a great high school coach like, okay, what techniques you teach? Because I've been teaching in the NFL, we didn't teach fundamentals. So it makes sense for him to come to USC and be like, you know what? I never taught techniques. So let me pick the minds of people who teach fundamental techniques for defense alignment because I've never been required to do this. And then the dude I was getting into it with, he acting like he don't understand that. And I just said this out of nowhere just to talk bad about Henny, right? So I got mad, like, what are you saying, bro? I'm just making shit up out of thin air. Like, no, I heard people run a program and they wasn't saying that. They wasn't even saying that this and Henny. They were just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? In the NFL level, they teach different things. They don't teach fundamentals, they teach schemes. So if you're an NFL coach and never had to teach fundamentals, how else you gonna learn how to teach the fundamentals? You gonna go to the coaches who teach that, right? But back on topic though, the new coach we looking at, Texas Tech, he's connected with Gary Patterson. They already got a relationship. He let his contract expire, right? So you let your contract expire, you looking for somewhere new, I guess. He didn't get fired. And I like it because he a great recruiter too. He won the defensive line coach of the year, and he got a 2027. He got the #1 player in the 2027 tied to him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just letting y'all know, like, Coach Henny ain't as big as the loss as y'all think it is. It all depends on who we bring in next. And the dude that we looking at, that I hope we get, and the #1 dude out there, he got a better resume than Henny, and he actually then did it on a college level, and he recruit too. He wasn't the #1 recruiter like Henny, but he can recruit too. Just like I said, the 27 class, he got the #1 defensive lineman, and he left Texas Tech, and that kid decommitted. So he got some recruiting juice, right? And he got familiarity with the 4-2-5 scheme and with Gary Patterson. So this could actually be an upgrade. This could actually be an upgrade. Us getting the Texas Tech coach. So Chad Bowden is playing chess like this whole time. Like even when we was looking at PK, because he was one of the candidates. I truly feel like when we were studying PK, we talked to Sarkisian, former USC Trojan, and we got the info. We got the info that PK was kind of, that's what Sark meant when he said, oh, he tired of having to babysit the defense. Well, when Sark said he was trying to babysit the defense, he was meaning that he had to help PK out. So he called Gary Patterson. PK was running the 4-2-5. If y'all don't know, Gary Patterson is the technician. He designed the 4-2-5 defense, right? So Sarkisian called Gary Patterson to help PK out with the defense. So I feel like USC said, if he one of our top candidates, then we might as well hire the dude that's teaching him. Like if somebody teaching him, that means they have more knowledge of the system. So why I'm gonna hire a dude who running 4-2-5 and he ain't got the full understanding of the defense, but there's somebody who do and he's coaching him up, I might as well get him. He's the master, he's the teacher. Why I'm gonna get the student of the 4-2-5 defense? You know what I'm saying? Why I'm gonna get the student? I'm gonna get the teacher. What you mean? But Gary was right with them. Yeah, so it's like, don't panic. We good. You know what I'm saying? We good. Like, especially if we get this. If we get this dude, I really feel like it's an upgrade. Not trying to be like USC fan sunshine pumping. I mean, his resume is better. He been to the playoffs and all that. And he know how to teach fundamentals, technique level. The college level, they still teach fundamentals, you know. Players come in raw out of high school. So you got to teach them the fundamentals. He used to doing that. He been excelling at doing that. Texas Tech defensive line got them to the playoffs. Texas Tech offense failed them. That's what happened with Texas Tech. So Coach Henny, I feel like we losing a great recruiter, but the D line unit being trash both the years he was there. Both the years he was there. And another thing I'm noticing that since Gary Patterson, since Henny came on, I see we didn't whoop back in the portal and get more linebackers. This system do need more linebackers for sure. And Gary Patterson realized that. So this kid out of Georgetown, he supposed to be visiting. Kid had like 220 tackles in 3 years. Great little prospect. Another prospect, I forget. He come from Division II. It's another linebacker. I forget his name. So we looking at more linebackers. I like that. So I like what the coaching staff is doing, man. Like, I feel like it's up. I don't feel Henny a loss at this point because he wasn't committed. You got to be committed. If Chad Bowden is saying to the players, if you look elsewhere, we feel like you ain't committed, I got to go with that culture at any cost. Like, y'all, for real, even if our D-line was great, y'all, and Coach Henny was doing great on the field, I will still understand the logic. If you ain't fully committed, I can't do nothing with you. Because if you ain't fully committed, guess who's gonna know that? The other coaches, the staff, and the players and the fans. We see you taking these interviews. So now your recruiting prowess is gonna drop. Even if Henny would have came back, his recruiting prowess is gonna drop because all the kids is gonna remember, fight on. All the kids is gonna remember that you looking to go to the NFL. Like soon as you get a great offer from the NFL, you gone. So once Henny interviewed for Georgia Tech, that's something different, right? Because that was for the DC, right? But when he interviewed for Georgia Tech, when he interviewed for the Cowboys and the Commanders, that's saying you looking for a better opportunity. That's saying you can't tell a kid, oh, I'm a promise to be here with you the next 3 years and get you to the NFL. If the kid know you can leave at any time, then your recruiting power is gonna fall. Like you can't recruit. The kid ain't gonna come for you. So he killed his recruiting power right there. So once he start interviewing, this is the best thing we could do. Once he start to interview, now I would like kept Henny at DC, but once he started interviewing and showed he wasn't fully committed, you have to move on. Because the players, as fans, if we know that, of course the players know a little bit more than us. So if I'm a defensive lineman and I'm looking at Henny taking all these interviews, when he come to my house and recruit me and talk, he gonna get me ready for the NFL, I'm gonna look at you like, bro, you're lying. You could leave at any moment. Y'all can hit the link, but you could leave at any moment. So it's like Chad Bowden is a G. Chad Bowden is just standing on business. Chad Bowden standing on business, and I like it. So just like I said, even if Henny did do a great job, even if the D-line unit wasn't the worst unit on the team, I still would agree with the decision to let him go, not fight for him. I still would have, and I know he left us. We didn't fire him. But I still agree with the decision of you can't get the DC job, bro, when the D-line unit was one of the worst units in between the D-line and the linebackers. Pick one. I ain't gonna be mad at you either one. Pick one. D-liner, that was one of the worst. I can't make you DC if your D-line unit was the worst unit on the team. Right? So once that happened, Coach Henny felt some type of way. Now I hear people say, oh, he was made promises. Well, show me that in writing. It don't even work like that, right? Like sometimes I feel like we live in a fantasy, right? It don't work like, okay, if you come here and take the D-line coach job, whenever this DC leave, you gonna be the DC. First of all, that DC, Lynn could have been a great DC and stayed here forever, right? Lynn could have came in. We had top 10 defenses every year. Then what? Then we lied to him then? So if he was promised a job, if we kept Lynn and Lynn was doing a good job, then we would have came to the same thing. He could say the same thing. Oh, y'all lying to me. Y'all said I was going to be the DC, but Lynn's still here. So to tell somebody, oh, you going to be the DC job if this dude fail or this dude leave, you already planning for the other person to fail. Because if the other person succeed, you're going to try your hardest to keep him, right? So why you going to promise somebody on the assistant staff the job when it may not even be a job available if Lynn knock it out the park and say he knocked it out the park and fell in love with USC and said forget the NFL, right? And was only going to go to a head coaching job, right? He could have been locked in with us till he got a head coaching job. But nah, that didn't turn out. So that's not even right business practice to be like, yeah, we gonna promise you the spot. So I don't believe that was promised. What I believe is they promised that they was gonna look at him first. Like I believe they promised him, oh, if Lynn don't work, we gonna start looking for his replacement in-house, and that's gonna start with you. So all I think they get promised him was an interview. Because I believe Chad Bowden, Lincoln Riley, I believe if somebody promised him that, then they thought highly of him. So when this opportunity came, they would have been glad to give it to him because this was the plan anyway. He didn't make USC make that promise to him and say, oh, I'm only coming to y'all if I be the DC in the next 2 years, right? If USC made promises to him, then that means they thought that highly of him, like, we want you to be our next DC if this one don't work. So why, when that happened, they don't want you to be DC no more? Why? Is it because they know something about practice? Is it because they know the TCU game that Coach Henny didn't even know the plays? Rob Ryan had to call the plays. But I shouldn't share that though, because when people hear stuff like that, they be thinking I'm capping. I'm just the only USC content creator, y'all, that ain't gonna sunshine pump and ain't gonna lie. See, but when you keep it real and the truth, they make it seem like you capping. You know what the saying is? The truth is stranger than fiction sometimes. So I'm telling y'all inside information from the players. Coach Henny didn't even know all the plays. Rob Ryan and the linebackers, the defensive players, was calling the plays against TCU. People don't know that though. Sometimes I don't even want to share information because USC fans, I don't know, y'all worry me sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I feel like I can't even keep it 100% real. And then when you say you have inside connections, some people feel like you trying to flex, and some people take that the wrong way. Like, no, I don't know everything. No, I got one family member on the team. But since I do have a family member on the team, I hear certain things that ain't gonna make it to the fans in the media. Right? And them certain things is he wasn't even calling the plays against TCU. So think about it. How we gonna make you DC and you don't even know the plays? You couldn't even call the plays. Oh, Koken said Ryan called the plays against. See, I didn't even know Koken said that. I heard this the night after the game. I heard this the night. I didn't know Koken said that. I swear to God. I didn't know Koken said that. But I had already heard that after the game. See, that's what I'm saying. But if Koken didn't say it and I just said it, certain people will be like, oh, you cap. You know what I'm saying? So knowing that since Koken said it, then that means everybody else. Koken is one of the biggest channels, right? USCJ, Trojan Blade, Locked In USC, right? We know the biggest ones, right? So if Koken said that Trojan first, then everybody else know that. If they real USC fans, I know the USC fans, we watch all the channels. Like, I make content, and even before I started making content, I watch everybody. I watch Jay, I watch Locked In. If you love USC, you finna watch all of it, right? So if we know that Henny didn't even know the plays, how we gonna make Henny could have been promised to DC, right? But the TCU game, if we come into the game and you don't know the plays, how can I make you DC? He probably lost that promise because he couldn't call the plays. Everybody say this is a make and break year for Lincoln Riley. So how in the hell Lincoln Riley gonna hire somebody at DC and they don't know they don't even know the playbook. They can't even call the plays. And people say, well, oh, he only had 3 days to prepare. So what? You still is the co-defensive coordinator, and you've been with every practice. You've been at every practice. You was there doing installation when y'all installed the defense slowly. We know Lynn installs defenses slowly. So just because you wasn't the defensive coordinator, you still should know the plays. It ain't like you a traded basketball player or a quarterback that got traded, or you a quarterback and it's a new playbook. Henny should have still knew the playbook. And I hate the come at Henny like that because he got great qualities. He a great recruiter, a great motivator. I think he is more fit for the NFL level. Just like one of the fans said, Henny is a polisher. He's not a developer. Henny could take a star and make him better. He can't teach a young player from the root. It's not his strength. But he fit in college at a certain level because he can recruit, though. I think college needs to start having recruiting staffs that is separate even from the coordinators and the position coaches, and they should be able to make it just as much money because Henny got a place in college football. It's recruiting, and he was trying. He was trying. He was going to the Trinity League. He was going to high school programs and trying to learn the fundamentals techniques that they teach these young players. But he wasn't there yet. And if you spend 2 years in laying defense, even as the co-defensive coordinator, you should know all the plays. Rob Ryan was only there for 1 year. Right? He was there for 1 year and he was able to call the defense. Some people ain't got the IQ to be DC. You could be a great motivator. You could be a great polisher. You could know some tricks. But there's levels to this. Being a DC, you got to know if you don't even know every play, which Henny didn't know, you don't know the purpose and concept of every play then. That means even the plays you don't know the concept, what it's for. It is look good. Let me call this 4-2-5 cover 3. But you don't know what that's for. Every defense got a concept. So you might call a defense and its strength might be, we're going to take away the seams. This defense is for taking away the seams and forcing the ball to the outside, or vice versa, right? So if you don't even know the plays, you don't know the concept of the plays you calling. So how can we make you DC? But then you got the USC. What's up, Q-Man? Then you got the USC content creators. You got the USC fans, apologizers that ignore all this just to jock sniff. Every USC fan, well, most USC fans that I come across and we have little debates about, think with their heart. Think with their heart. And I was all for dog work. Who's saying he didn't know the plays? My cousin is on the team. I have a blood family member on the team. This is my second blood family member on the team. Back in the day, Kareem Kelly was on the team. That's another extended family, former USC receiver. So I was told that Henny didn't know the plays and Rob Ryan had to call the plays. Now, Trojan Fight said Mark Koken said the same thing. I didn't even know he said it. I don't catch every episode. You know, his episodes be 30-minute long, so I probably didn't, you know what I'm saying? When he said it, I probably didn't watch the whole thing. Right? So what my cousin told me, Mark Koken heard the same thing. But I had heard this right after the game, because right after the game, I ain't gonna lie. My little cousin, he was pissed. He didn't get on the field. Right? So he was talking to Pops and was talking about everything. And we like, well, you know why Henny didn't put you in? They like, man, Henny didn't even know the plays. That's when I found out. My little cousin said Rob Ryan was calling the plays and the players. Henny didn't know the plays. So that makes sense to me when I add up everything I didn't heard about Henny. He had to go to the high school level, learn to teach technique to the college level. He come from the NFL where they don't teach technique. So it makes sense. They only teach the scheme. They said he was promised a DC job, but he didn't get it. So now it makes sense. If I promise you something, but I see that you ain't capable, I got to take that promise back. That's like you promising your kid, I'm going to get you everything you want for Christmas if you get straight A's. Right? That kid gets straight A's, but he go to jail or something. He break the law, or he disrespect you verbally, like y'all get it. And oh, that promise is off the table. At first, that promise was given to you from the potential we seen in you. But when we see that you ain't ready, how can we keep that promise? You remember Kareem Kelly, number 2? Yeah, that's fam. Long Beach Poly, back when Poly was the stuff. So this USC Trojan been in my blood. I have family members that played on the team. Hold on, let me add my boy Cardinal and oh, what's up with it? In Bowden.
Hey, what's going on, Carter? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, man, can I make a quick comment about Kareem Kelly?
Go ahead.
Man, okay, so when people talk about the Pete Carroll era,
Mm-hmm.
and you talk about the momentum and the players that helped contribute uh, to that to basically the pre-dynasty, right? Because to me, the Pete Carroll era started with the win. I believe it was the Orange Bowl against Iowa.
Yep.
All right. Kareem Kelly is one of the most underrated players to not only as a wide receiver, but when it comes to the players that contribute to this Pete Carroll era, he's the one who's often forgot. But that team, if we lose that game in the Orange Bowl against Iowa, that might have shut off all the momentum. Pete Carroll has a losing season. Next, he goes to the NFL. We don't know what would have happened. So
Yeah. I
props,
heard.
props to your fam, dude, for real.
Yeah. I think I don't know if it was Reggie Bush. I forget. I can't remember, so I don't want to quote. But it was one of them players from that dynasty squad we had, and they said watching us beat Iowa made them want to go to USC. Like they
Yep.
watched Carson Palmer. They say they watched that game and like, yeah, USC back. Like I want to go to USC. And I think it was Reggie Bush. It was one of our legends from that Pete Carroll era. Was like, yeah, that Iowa game. That's when I wanted to come to USC. When I seen that game, I wanted to come. I seen
Yeah,
what Pete Carroll was doing.
that was a pivotal game. Carson Palmer, even Troy Polamalu was playing. He even got hurt. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we had a squad. So yeah, man, I wanted to give props, and that's sincerely too. That's something that I've always thought about. I just had nobody to tell. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
once
Cause
you
they
said it, I was
look,
like, oh, I got to tell you.
look. Kareem Kelly, Carson Palmer, um,
Was
who
Vargas
Harry
the running back?
Colbert, huh?
Was Vargas the running back on that Iowa team?
I think
Justin
so. Or
Vargas?
Herschel Dennis.
Or Herschel? Yeah, it was. I'm gonna go back and look at that roster, man. But you
But yeah,
know,
they laid the foundation
they
for
laid the
USC to even
foundation.
be cool again.
Yes, and you always got to go back to those players, man. And
RJ Soward.
I
Remember
believe he
RJ
got
Soward?
drafted. Oh yeah, no doubt. I believe he got drafted by the Saints too.
Yeah, Kareem, he got
Um,
drafted by the Saints. He spent like
yeah,
4 years in the NFL. Then he had went to the Arena League. He had a little
yeah,
NFL career though.
yeah. One of these days, we're gonna have you have to do a live, and we talk about the players with swag that help USC, like you said, get back into the coolness. And he was one
Mm-hmm.
of them too, because
He was one of them.
he was smooth, he was very fluid. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he was nice, man. He was nice. He
He
was
was
really nice.
nice, deep threat, and then he already had, he came out of Long Beach Poly when Long Beach Poly was popping.
Yep, yep. So then let me get back on topic just to, just for the chat. So here's
Yeah.
my opinion on what you're saying. Everything you're saying, man, I think you're dropping gems. So when you said a lot of us speak from the heart, I will admit that I do that and then I check myself. Right? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I
I
mean?
do too.
I think with my heart and then I check with myself. So with Coach Henny, I was alarmed about, I didn't want Jakeem Stewart to leave. I didn't want any of the D linemen to leave. But now when I look at the situation, if he's flirting with the NFL, hey man, then go there. You know what I mean? I mean, I would rather him go to the NFL than go to a rival in a college rival. But if you are interviewing, once you interview for the Cowboys, I pretty much thought it was a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, if you don't get the Cowboy job and you don't get the Commander job, then all the recruits know, okay, well, he might be there another year, and then he gonna start interviewing again.
Exactly.
So I agree with you 100%. I thought the Jakeem Stewart tweet was very refreshing. So if you look at the history of
Yeah, I
Jakeem
seen it.
Stewart,
Mm-hmm.
Patterson was hired, and he said, "Let's get to work." And then yesterday, or not yesterday, or whatever the day it happened with Coach Henny leaving, Stewart was like, "Hey man, good luck, bro. Do your thing, and I'll see you in the first round." I thought that was encouraging because that I didn't get any type of sentiment that he was trying to leave. So I think we actually could be, to what you said, man, in a better position. I don't know everything about this Texas Tech guy. A lot of the momentum is going with that coach, but if we do get him, we could just fill in the bubble. He has a good reputation right now. He has a good buzz around him. Texas Tech D line was nasty,
Mm-hmm.
so uh, I agree with you, man. I mean, Coach Henny's
Yeah,
it's a blow, but it's not something I'm losing sleep over.
exactly. No, I want to respond to this comment on the screen. I'm not happy that Henny is gone. I'm just saying that we still can upgrade. Though he wasn't the best defensive line coach in the world, and when you lose somebody, it's always an opportunity to get better. Unless you didn't lost the best one, you know what I'm saying? Unless you didn't lost the best one, and it's kind of the timing is kind of great because of this came. I don't know which one came first, Henny going to the Commanders or this coach not re-signing with Texas Tech, right? So it's really perfect timing. So
Perfect timing.
yeah, so put it like this: if I told you without any names, if I told you, hey, we gonna lose Coach Henny, but the defensive line coach of the year is coming to USC, would you be happy about that? And I think we all say, well, yeah,
I would.
yeah. So I ain't happy that's Henny gone, but I'm happy that now we can actually sign a defensive line coach who got experience and success at the college level. Right, Cardinal and Bow, no matter how much we love Henny, and I ain't saying he can't do it or he never was gonna do it, but he hadn't showed that he could translate that dog work on the field with our players, right? And
Yeah,
we can't say that he had all 3 stars, right? We
yeah.
can't say
Well,
that
last year he had the talent. He had talent last year.
yeah. So he had the talent to at least look better. Like our defensive line wasn't our least talented unit, so it shouldn't be in our worst unit, right?
I agree with you. I agree, man.
So this dude got a better resume and he didn't done it on the college level. And then back what I was saying before you hopped on, Cardinal and Bowl, even if USC if I'm USC, right? And I was on the hype train because Coach Henny was one of the dudes I was hyped about when he first came. I was at one point I was all dog word, Cardinal and Bowl. At one point
Hmm.
I was like Henny for head coach.
Yeah, yeah.
But facts changed my mind. Like it's a results business. So I couldn't keep looking at the defensive line getting ran through and feel like Henny is that dude.
Well, let me throw in something extra too. Uh, what you're alluding to is also a bigger conversation. Me personally, Carter, I believe there's college coaches, and I believe there's NFL coaches.
Exactly.
If you look at Deion Sanders, I think Deion Sanders ran into that with Colorado, where he kept getting these NFL guys. But if these NFL guys can't get it to translate to a college player, then it doesn't translate. But like you said, another guy could develop that guy. You know what I mean? He might know the X's and O's better for the game. He might know how to motivate that kid better. He might know how to develop him. And you mentioned something earlier that was on a tweet, and I thought it was an amazing tweet. I don't know who tweeted it, but they said he was a polisher, not a developer. I was like, man, that's a hell of a statement.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a hell of a statement. I like that.
That's
And
that's the simplest way to say it.
yeah,
But
and I have strong feelings about that too, man, because we all know that we want coaches that can easily say, "Hey, this is how the NFL is running, right? This is how they do it." I mean, we anybody would gravitate to that, but that don't mean production though, because you can
exactly.
only you have to produce on the field to get to the next level. So and I don't want to bring up another team, but like I said, at one point, Dion had like all these coaches in the field. It's like, man, these guys never coached before.
Right.
But hey, I'm a Hall of Famer. Hey, some of the greatest players in the world are not the best coaches.
Yeah.
So
Now, yeah, I want to get it. Let me get this comment real quick. You can respond to it too. Juan said the only thing I'm worried about the new D line coach, they spent a lot of money for players that were already developed. Yeah, they went into the portal and got some dudes and spent money, but We did too. We went and got Keyshawn Silver, paid him like $750,000. We got Josh Jarrett. What the year before that we had grabbed who? Nate Clifton and Gavin
Yeah,
Myers.
yeah.
So
We've
it ain't
always
like
been paying.
it ain't like Henny ain't hopped in the portal and got some dudes that already had a career and was already developed. So this is the thing about a coach. A coach, you supposed to get the most out of your players, right? So if the player is great and he come to you and still be great, you did a good job because that's your job to get the most out the player, right? So if a player is already great and he come over here and be great, you can't necessarily knock me because we didn't knock Henny for that with Aaron Donald. Like Aaron
Yeah,
Donald, look, Aaron Donald was Aaron Donald before Henny came. But we like Henny came and made Aaron Donald better and then messed it up and it keep going. So we can't knock the Texas Tech coach because we had the talent because some coaches can squander talent. Look
yeah.
at Alex Grinch.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
The thing about criticism, man, sometimes it's fair, sometimes it's a little unfair. I get exactly that comment because that was kind of the first critique that people said. But like you said, the critique has to apply across the board.
Mm-hmm.
You're not winning without the skilled players,
You're
right?
not.
You need the skilled players. Now, this is what I will say to you, Carter. I watched that playoff game, Texas Tech versus Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
If Texas Tech had any little bit of
Any
offense, they could have
offense.
won that game. They could have won that. Dude, there was times where the offense gave them a turnover, and I think you know what I'm talking about, where they had the ball maybe at the 30, and
Yeah.
Texas Tech was still giving them nothing. They
Nothing.
were they were struggling just to get a first down, and I was like, man, this defense is real. So listen,
That
somebody
wasn't
could
just
say
talent. That was
that wasn't
scheme
this
too.
talent.
For
Yeah,
your defense to be that locked in, with they whole Oregon, wasn't that the Oregon game?
yeah, that was the Oregon game,
Didn't
man.
they hold Oregon to like 14 points?
Yes, man. That Texas Tech offense was a liability in that game, dude. They didn't give him any good field position. They didn't give him any no. They didn't drain the clock on no first downs. But that defense was tough. So I'll take that criticism. If that's the main criticism, that he had talented players and they were transfers, I'm okay with that. I can live with that because you still don't win Coach of the Year for no reason.
Exactly. And then USC, we projecting that way and hope to be that way. We keep recruiting like this, right? So we got Thanos, we got Ricard, we got Winfield coming in. So what we do know is if we give him talent, they gonna ball. So
Yep.
it ain't like we expecting to have 3-star dudes anyway, right? We expecting to have the talent level that he had at Texas Tech.
And on top of that, and two other points, he is familiar with Patterson, so that's a win-win.
So he know the
And then
defense.
and then they said he's from Texas, so he can dip in and recruit in Texas. That's a win-win.
Hey, Cardinal and Bow. The reason I'm even making a video because I seen on three that the number one defensive player in the country was committed to Texas Tech. And when this coach left, he left and he said he ain't even going to Tech no more. That's over. So that
And
let
guess
me
what?
know that
Yep.
that 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 if we get this coach, we got a good chance at getting this kid. Because he said he ain't even good with Texas Tech no more. Like they ain't even a choice no more.
And there's no negative about that.
Yeah,
There's
because
no negative.
he tied to the D line coach. So I'm saying Henny ain't the only one that could build relationships with great players.
Yep.
And I think that's what every USC fan feared is because we have been lacking talent in the trenches for so long, and we finally got somebody that could get us talented players in the trenches. We want to keep him, but he's not the only one, and this is proof. The number one defensive player in the country is tied to that man. And think about it. I know he tied to him. Yeah, Jalen Brewster. I know he tied to him because Texas Tech drops bag, Cardinal and Bow.
Yeah.
That's how they got all them players in the portal. Texas Tech got that oil money. So I know they offering him a nice NIL. So to turn away from a Texas Tech NIL, you really on coaching. Your mind is really right. That let me know you looking towards the NFL and you like forget the most NIL money. I want great coaching. And he
Yeah.
think Fitz is a great coach because he's leaving the school. He decommitted from a school that I'm sure offered him a nice NIL package. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. They had one of those boosters over there, man. He was emptying that bank over there.
Trojan
So yeah,
Trojan
man.
first. I think Aaron Donald's still gonna be around because him and Thanos, they didn't gain their own personal relationship. I don't know how many of y'all got Twitter and Instagram, but uh Thanos, I know you be seeing Carnival. Thanos be at Aaron Donald's house all the time working out.
Yeah, man. As long as Aaron Donald's in LA, man, I don't see no reason for it to just, it's not like a bridge is burned or anything. Because at the end of the day, he didn't jump to Oregon. He didn't jump to
Yeah, he didn't
Ohio
jump to
State.
no college.
He jumped to the NFL. There's two things everybody is somewhat okay with, or I'll just speak for myself. If a coach leaves the NFL, or like Lynn, he goes to his alma mater. Even if I don't like it, Carter, I
It makes
understand.
sense though.
Yes, I understand. I get it. So, man, Aaron Donald, man, if he built a genuine relationship, Donald should be here for what, maybe 2 more years. He
Yeah,
wouldn't leave
because
after sophomore, right? You can't leave. I don't know if you can leave.
yes, Aaron Donald's still gonna work with Thanos. And just think about it. Aaron Donald had been to the campus too many times. So I know other players that made relationships. I know the university that made relationships. So I don't think Aaron Donald's just finna be like, oh, FSC. He been around SC for 2 years. Ever since
Yep.
he been there, he been around SC, and this university and program has got to know them. USC would have been stupid if they didn't make sure that they got to know Aaron Donald too when he was coming. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that as a normal conversation. Hey, man, hey, you still welcome around. We love your presence. This is LA, man.
And our
Let's
kids
do it.
love
Yeah, man, it's a community thing. You know what I mean? So,
him.
um,
And yeah, back to what, not to cut you off, but back to what you were saying about Stewart. I never was one of them ones that thought Thanos was gonna leave if Henderson left. You know why? Because I watched the kid commitment when he committed. And Scott Schrader asked him why he committed to USC. The dude gave a 10-minute answer, and Henny was just part of it. The first thing he got it. The first thing he understood the power of USC. He was talking about the power of USC, the education, the academics, the prestige, the location, the alumni basis, everything great about SC. Jakeem Stewart knew it, and he said that's why he came. And it was like, and because Coach Henny.
yep.
So I knew Stewart came for all the other reasons too. I knew Stewart didn't come because of Henny. Because of what he said, he knew too much. I could tell it wasn't player speak either. Because it wasn't like he was just like, yeah, USC a great school. No, he broke it down and he understood the power of USC. So he broke it down. I knew, okay, he really did his homework on USC. So I never thought all our players were just gonna leave because of Coach Henny.
Yeah, that's that PTSD, man, that we all have, man, when you start panicking and stuff. I agree with you, man. USC is an amazing university, man.
Yeah,
Academics, the location, everything you can ask for, man. International connections. It is, it's there, man. And even though Hollywood is not Hollywood as the past, it's still in LA. It's still commercials in LA. It's still marketing. I mean, man, USC is USC.
yeah, and it ain't even just about Hollywood. It's like you said, it's just the market. LA got so many. Every major business in the world got an office, a building in LA, right?
Yeah.
So the market is like you say. USC is one of the only schools that check every box, right? So I don't know. Do you do you play NCAA college football?
No, I don't.
You never played it in the past?
I played Bill Walsh. This was in the '90s. I haven't played video games in a while, but probably the
Yeah,
last
all right.
time I
Look, look,
played.
look. Let me tell you. Like, so I remember on NCAA 14, long time ago, right? When you would play it and you would go to the recruiting, it'll rate your school. And the categories would be the prestige, the history, the tradition, the education, and location, right? That would be and depending on where you was at, you would get stars. So if your school had a lot of Heisman trophies, your tradition and prestige is gonna be like 4 and 5 stars, right?
Yeah,
So when we look at USC, we the only school that check every box, right? We got tradition, we got prestige, we got location, and we got alumni base. No other school check every other. The only school come close is Miami, right? But Miami ain't got the education we got. And then all the SEC schools ain't got the location we got. So when you look at it, USC, we the only school that check every box that's A plus. Our tradition is A plus. Our prestige is A plus. Our academics is A plus, especially when you comparing us to the other blue bloods like Alabama's and these other schools, right? Every other school you name, I could poke a hole. I could say, well, your location suck. Like I could say Alabama, y'all location suck and y'all education mid. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We the only school that can check every box with an A plus level. Only thing so the only thing was holding us back was the NIL, right? Because think about it. When Henny first came, he wasn't able to recruit a D-line class like he did this year until the money came. Remember, with Henny, Justice Terry decommitted. Um, Gibson had decommitted. We had like 3 or 4 linemen that decommitted last year. Because guess what? We couldn't close the deal with the right NIL. So USC, we struggled in recruiting because of NIL this whole time, bro. As soon as we got our NIL, look, Cardinal and Bo, me and you could recruit at USC with the right NIL. Because it's
Yep.
LA. It's LA. It's USC. It's that market that I mean, come on. We check all the boxes. So I just feel like this is an opportunity for us to get better. And I feel like we need to get this Texas Tech dude. Like, what you thinking? What you hearing? I'm hearing rumors about it. You know what I'm saying?
The last thing I'm going to say about that is I just hope we do it in a quick fashion, man. I don't want to be waiting 3 weeks, and I don't want to be waiting. We had that Patterson. Uh, we took our time, which is a good thing, but we need. I think getting a D line coach, man. We need to. If Chad, like you said, if Chad was already playing chess, let's make that chess move and just keep it rolling, right? I don't want any type of question mark. Okay, Henny's gone. Now it's vacant. But where's Coach Nua? I want the guy to come in, at least announce it after the Super Bowl that next week or something. You know what I mean? Right on the Monday, announce it.
Yeah, that'll be the best case scenario. Get ahead on recruiting and all that. But me, I'm more just like, long as we get him before spring, right? Long as he be able to be there the first practice, right? At least. But I hear what you saying to get it out the way. But you know how USC do, like they
Oh
probably
yeah,
gonna do
yeah.
their
We're
due
gonna take
diligence. They
we're
probably
gonna take our time.
yeah, you know how they and yeah, and USC, the dude could agree he could already be the coach right now, and USC would keep it a secret until a whole week or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
because
right.
USC be knowing stuff. They like to choose certain days to drop information. So whenever, look, I'm saying this, Cardinal Bowl, whenever he do sign a USC, we probably still don't find out till a couple days later
Yeah, no doubt.
how
All right, man.
USC do it.
I appreciate you, man. I gotta jump off, but once again, man, keep it up and whenever you live, man, I'm gonna try to jump in and contribute, man. You do good. You do great work for us, man.
I appreciate you. Fight on. Yeah. So yeah, Trojan fans, man, it ain't doom and gloom for us. Like Henny was a great recruiter, and I appreciate what Henny did. Like we gotta always thank Henny because he was a part of bringing in Jamion Winfield and the Luke Wafels and the Samote Katayangas and the Jake Johnson, and you know what I'm saying. So I appreciate Henny. I'm not happy he gone, but I feel like the writing was on the wall, y'all, when he started to take interviews. Once you start to take interviews, that kills you as a college coach. Like, how can you come into a living room and tell the parents? See, another big part of recruiting is parents, right? You gotta sell it to the parents too. So how you gonna sell to the parents? Oh, let your son come off to college with me. I'm gonna take care of him. I'm gonna make sure he's straight. I'm gonna make him a man and get him to the NFL. You can't even say that. All you can say is, I'm gonna do my best with you for 1 year. Players want you to be with them throughout their whole college career. Let me see the battery level. Hold on, y'all. I be at work doing live. Battery level medium. It's medium. Yeah, see, I be at work getting it in for y'all. But nah, of course, I feel like he was salty about being passed over. Of course, and people say he was promised. So either way, like if he was promised a job or not, he started acting salty because he started interviewing for every position available. Everybody that was doing interviews for D line coaches last year, it was D line coaches jobs. Remember him interviewing for none, right? So he was looking to move on. So obviously you disgruntled. Your contract ain't up. You looking to move on, but it's like, how can you be mad that they didn't hire for you for DC and you couldn't call the plays in the TCU game? You didn't know the playbook enough to call the plays. So I'm saying because I know people didn't reported it, and USEJ and people battery level high channel 1 and good people on Twitter saying that Henny was promised the DC position, right? Now, if you promise the DC position and we come into the bowl game and you don't know the defensive plays to where Rob Ryan and the players got to call the plays, the players know the plays better than you. How we gonna make you DC if the players can call the plays and you can't? That means the players have a higher knowledge of the defense than you. So even if he was promised the DC job, I gotta take the promise back. Cause bro, you couldn't even run the defense. That's like making somebody the offensive coordinator and he don't even know the plays. Oh, what is Z right 24 left Q? Like what is that? You can't be the offensive coordinator. So it's like we got to get over it. We got to stop thinking with our hearts. Like I said, like even with the with Gary Patterson, he got a resume. He's a Hall of Fame coach. He invented this defense. If you invent a defense that half of the college football and NFL adapt, you a genius mind. How can you say Henny a better choice when we got a Hall of Fame coach coming in, an architect of a defense? He like Tex Winter to the triangle. He created it, right? Phil Jackson wanted to run the triangle, so guess what? He got the architect, Tex Winter. So how we gonna choose an architect, a Hall of Fame coach, over a coach who couldn't even call the plays in the bowl game, man? Chad Bowden is our recruiting monster, bro. Now, Swig, I'm not gonna act like Coach Henny ain't a great recruiter. Matter of fact, according to the websites, he was the number 1 recruiter. Henny is the best recruiter in college football according to the stats. I think he had 8 commits. He got 8. He credited it for 8 commits from this last cycle. But that don't mean nothing without the NIL. I think the NIL and Chad Bowden is a bigger factor than Henny because Henny didn't become the number 1 recruiter. He was top 10 though because he had pulled Thanos. But Henny didn't become the number 1 recruiter until that NIL got up. So I think NIL is our biggest player because that was just the missing piece this whole time. Like it's not hard to sell USC. Henny was a great recruiter, especially in this class, because it ain't hard to sell USC. People want to live in LA anyway. And the money right, anybody at USC right now is going to be a great recruiter. With the LA behind it and the money behind it, right? We got the most desirable location outside of Miami, depending on how you feel. But even Miami ain't got the education and the alumni base we got. That USC degree and alumni base is still stronger. Right? So we fools to think that. What's up, Juan?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
I can't hear you.
Oh, hold on, my bad. Can you hear me
I
now?
think your mic on mute or something.
You still can't hear me, bro?
I can't hear one. Can y'all hear him? Cause I be at work sometime. My service be tripping, and I can't even hear nobody, or somebody can't hear me. Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear one. Oh, he left out. Can y'all hear me? Oh, y'all can't hear one. All right, Juan, come back in, and I'ma slide out.
Hey, bro, I jumped back on. Can you hear me?
All right. I can't hear you. The different I'm gonna do. Stay on, Juan. Stay on. I'ma slide
Okay.
out and come back in. Cause usually when I do that, it yeah. Y'all could probably hear me, but I can't hear him. So what I'm gonna do is
Can you hear me, bro?
I'm gonna slide out and come right back in. Hold on, y'all.
Hey, can you guys hear me though?
Hold on. Juan,
Yeah, bro. Can you hear me?
is my Bluetooth or something like that? Let me see. Let me make sure the Bluetooth ain't connected. Hold on.
No. So my biggest question was that, or the thing I have trouble like with all this new hiring and our coaches leaving is that these guys really did a great job recruiting and stuff, and I guess I'm just kind of sad to not see like what they could have done with the potential that of the players that they brought in.
Oh, Juan cooking. I think they say keep it going, Juan.
Oh shit.
I
Well,
it really ain't letting me hear Juan though.
damn. Well, I wanted to give you a shout out, Carter, because I've been listening to you for a few months, probably the past year and stuff, and all the stuff that you be saying is like super fire and stuff, and I agree with a lot of it. For me, it's just I wanted to see Henny and Coach Belk and all these guys coach up these guys that they help bring in and stuff. And fuck, man, it's just for me, it's kind of sad, bro, that everyone's bouncing and stuff like that. But I guess I'm excited to see what USC can do this year with the players that they got. And I know you can't hear me, Carter, and you're probably not even in here, but I wanted to hear or I guess the guys, everyone that's listening, I just want to know what are the expectations that we have for this new coaching staff that's coming in.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna talk one more time then, bro, because obviously you weren't
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But first, I wanted to just give you a shout out, Carter, because I've been listening to you for the past year consistently, bro. I remember like last year when you were talking about like us not getting recruits and how NIL wasn't right and all this stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
then now it's like shit. Now we got NIL right, but now the coaches don't know how to coach or what's like it's just kind of weird because I just feel like the goalposts just be moving a lot these days. You know, we're like now that we have the players, now we're getting rid of all the coaches. You know, so I just kind of want to know what your opinion was on like what are the expectations for this new regime on defense.
My expectations, I expect to see improvement. I really do because for one, Lynn, I feel like that was a how can I say this? Lynn only had 1 year at UCLA, right? So the Lynn hire, it wasn't like we was hiring a proven guy who has a track record of building great defenses year in year out. I feel like Lynn was a product of kind of like he had NFL talent with Latu, Toa, and the Murphy twins, right? I feel like the defense gonna be better because we got a guy, Gary Patterson, and this is what I look at coaches. What can you do with less, right? So if you ever to take 3 stars like he had at TCU, and they was playing the big bowl games. I remember TCU playing in the Fiesta Bowl against Boise State. Like TCU at Gary Patterson, they was ranked. And if the playoffs was back then, TCU would have been in the playoffs with Gary Patterson a few of them years. So if you a coach and you could take 3-star talent and get it to be able to compete with 5-star talent, I guarantee that he could take our talent and it's going to look better because he could coach players up, right? So it's one thing to be able to have a talented player and stay out of his way. It's another thing to have a 3-star or lesser talented player and have them playing at a 4 and 5-star level. So yes, I do expect our defense to be better. The question is how much better though, right? The
Yeah.
question is it championship level, playoff level?
Yeah, no,
That's where
I
I don't
like
know.
that.
Would you say?
No, I like what you're saying, bro, and I agree with you. What was I gonna say? So according to like everything that you've been kind of saying, and a lot of what everyone's thinking is now we obviously with Chad Bowden have the NIL and the recruiting should be like A1 just like last year, but now it's gonna be followed with a really great coaching and proven DC then, right?
Yes. So that's the thing. Everything about us, think about it. Everything about us to this point, all this being potential, even the players. So Coach Henny, that was potential. We never knew. He was an NFL coach, is different in college, right? Coach
Mm-hmm.
Lynn, only 1 year at UCLA. He hadn't proven that he's really that guy at DC. Potential. We bringing in guys. That's why I feel like we didn't hire Henny. Like, nah, we this ain't the place where you learn that, right? This ain't the place where you get your first chance, really. This is USC. And we on a clock right now, right? So we need experience. We need somebody with a track record that's guaranteed to improve the defense. The only question is how improved it's gonna be. But Gary Patterson is a hire that no doubt he gonna improve the defense. One, if you don't know, Gary Patterson, he don't take nothing. He hold players responsible. You ain't gonna see players missing tackles on this team and not get yanked and pulled to the sideline, right? So he one of them tough, hard nosed coaches that you need for defense, right? He preach accountability, and his defense is more simple at the same time. So instead of having to control two gaps, our defensive line they only gonna control one gap. The secondary, they got their whole different play sheet, right? So the secondary gonna have their own play call, and the front seven gonna have their own play call, right? So the defense is designed for you to play fast and it confuse the quarterback, right? It's the way he run his 4-2-5 is almost the opposite of Lynn, right? So Lynn, if you ask any scout, they say the USC defense, you be able to read our defense pre-snap. Like before you snap the ball, you could tell if we in cover two, cover three, right? If you smart, right, you could tell. Patterson defense is different. You don't know what we in pre-snap. You ain't gonna know till after the snap. That's because he had that hybrid position. See, Lynn, he didn't really use a hybrid position, right? So the hybrid position is gonna be a linebacker that can either play defensive end, linebacker, or safety. So the whole concept of the way he run his scheme is what we was want USC to do. The cornerbacks, they're not going to play 10 yards off the ball every play. The, Gary Patterson used the safeties to protect the long ball. See, Lynn, he would use the DBs because he don't want to get beat. Every defensive coordinator, they don't want to get beat over the top, right? So Lynn, he'll have our DBs playing soft. Patterson, he ain't gonna have our DBs playing soft. He's just gonna have our safeties playing deep, right? So the whole concept of his defense, I think with that logic, we would have been better this year, right? Another logic of his defense is spill everything to the outside on the run game. So we clog the middle, we don't let nothing go up the middle, and we push it to the outside to use our speed. I felt like if we had that logic this year, we would have been better. And we would have said we ain't allowed nothing up the middle. So Keyshawn Silver, you got to sit down, bro, because you getting pushed 7 to 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. We need to shore up this middle and push everything to the outside. So the whole logic of the defense, like even if DeAnton Landis took Gary Patterson logic, I think our defense would have been better. So yes, just to answer your question, not to be too long-winded, I definitely think the defense is going to be better next year, most definitely. And if it's not, you could call me out.
Nah, bro, I ain't gonna call you out, bro. But no, I agree with you, bro. Especially with the D'Anton Lynn, bro. Obviously, everyone knows we was talking about it all year about how the DBs played too soft and it looked like the linemen were thinking too much, linebackers were thinking too much, and not actually playing fast. You know, so I'm hoping exactly what you're saying is going to be true, bro. And I'm excited for this year. The only thing is, like you kind of said, you kind of called me out, and I'm one of those fans that kind of had my feelings and my heart into it, with these coaches and the
Mhm.
appreciation of what they did. But that ain't gonna win shit, at the end of the day.
It's not. You got to separate your heart from your mind. See, my
Yeah,
heart is still with Henny. Like it would be a great story, right? Cinderella story. Dude, come down for the Rams, come to USC, come with the dog work his way up to DC. Like I like Henny. I think he's a great dude. So I wanted the same thing, but at the same time, I got to take the whole program, right? So if we at the point as fans and we like, okay, we in Lincoln Riley, this is 5th year. If this really a make or break year for the fans, you can't be mad at wanting to go with experience. I can't be mad at them, especially when the defensive line unit struggled. And Mark Hogan even said it. I heard it that Coach Henny didn't even call the plays. He didn't know the playbook enough to even call the plays versus TCU. So think about it, my boy. Like how can we hire Henny as DC and he don't even know the playbook? You don't even know all the plays. So if you don't even know all the plays, then you don't even know all the concepts of each play. So how can we hire you?
yeah.
You feel me?
That's
Like
what.
if
Yeah,
like if you
you
don't
got
know the
to be
plays,
ready, bro.
yeah. But people say, look, people say, well, he had 3 days to prepare. That's BS because you at every practice.
Yeah, 100%.
You should know the plays. Kenny been here 2 years with Lynn, right? Been here 1 year. Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah,
So how Ryan know the plays, but you don't? So
yeah.
even so, I'm just saying because that's what everybody's saying is that okay, we get Gary Patterson maybe be more experienced and but it's wrong how USC did Henny. They promised him. I guess people saying they promised him the DC job, even though none of us was there when he got hired. Right? Look, none of us was there when Lincoln Riley hired Coach Henny. Right? But everybody seemed to know that he was promised something. But I'm saying this, my boy, even if you was promised a DC, when it comes that time and you don't know the plays, don't I gotta take that promise back?
Not only that, bro, is that promise was made 2 years ago when Lincoln Riley was still only like 1 or 2 years into his USC tenure. So it's like now that that fire's kind of lit under Lincoln Riley's ass to make something happen this year, it's like fuck all those promises. We need the best option right now.
Right, right. So that's what I'm saying. So we couldn't risk rolling the dice. Like we don't know what Henny was gonna be at DC, but we know what Patterson is. He's a Hall of Fame coach, so we know at least we gonna have at least good DC coaching. Hennessy at DC could have been a Hennessy. Coach Henny at
My
DC.
boy ready to drink.
Coach Henny at DC could have been a disaster, right? And then
Yeah.
as fans, and look, then as fans, if y'all really on Riley head, y'all don't want that. Because Riley could have had another excuse, right? Well, I had a first year DC.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yep.
all the fans, y'all want it. Y'all's gonna burn us at the cross if we didn't bring him back. This gives your boy Lincoln no excuses. Because look, Grinch is an excuse for him. He a horrible DC. Lynn is an excuse. He didn't do a great job at DC. Henny would have been another excuse. Gary Patterson is a Hall of Fame. Gary Patterson can't be an excuse.
Yeah. Agreed, bro. Agreed.
Yeah, so hiring Gary Patterson put the hold the Lincoln Riley to the fire. It's like saying we ain't gonna give you no excuses. You got a Hall of Fame DC coach, right? So now, if this DC coach who's always fielded a good defense, he's never fielded a bad. Even when he wasn't number one in the country, he was number one in the Big 12 or our top defense in the Big 12, right? If he come and this be the first time that he fields a bad defense, now people's gonna look at Lincoln Riley. Oh, you the problem, right? Maybe it's the way you coach, maybe the way you practice, the way you run your program. Nobody could have a successful defensive unit with you because of you. With Henny, we couldn't have said that. The Lincoln Riley apologists could be like, well, we took a chance on Henny. It was his first year. So Lincoln Riley as a coach and as a university, we can't hire you if you don't know the plays. Now I already knew that was 100% fact because, like I said, I got family on the team and they told me like Henny didn't even know the plays, and the players and Coach Ryan was calling the plays, right? And then
Yeah.
Mark Koken said the same thing, right? So I know that's 100% true. So if that's true, bro, you can't be hired. You know, that's like if you play quarterback, right? If you don't know the plays, we can't put you on the field.
Even if you're the most athletic, yeah.
Yeah, you could have wheels like Michael Vick and an arm like Patrick Mahomes or Caleb. If you don't know the playbook, we can't use you. So that's why I did just come out here and just let everybody know, man. Like, look, the world ain't falling. And matter of fact, we in position to actually even be better.
Yeah.
We in position to be better. So and check it out. Look, since Gary Patterson been here, we didn't win back in the portal before Gary Patterson came. Scott Schrader and people at USC was saying, "Oh, USC is done with the portal." Gary Patterson came and said, "No, we not." He looked at film, bro, and said, "Oh, we need some linebackers."
Who I seen someone posted something about getting a linebacker. Who'd they pick up, you know?
we man, I forget his name. I had to go back on my Twitter, but we picked up one dude. He played at Division 2 level. His film looked great. Like
Oh yeah, yeah. I think USCJ covered that too, right? He
yeah,
made
yeah,
a
yeah.
video.
He dropped the content. I just forget the kid name, but
Yeah,
his
he's like a
highlights do look
D3.
great. Yeah, he
He
like
kind of
D3,
looked.
and
He
he
was
kind of
comparing
small.
him. He was comparing him to that one guy that went to Wisconsin, I think. That freshman for Louisiana that we got.
Oh, Tackett
Tackett?
Curtis.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I don't want him if he the next Tackett Curtis.
No, no, he said he looked like him, kind of like his body type and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
his
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
his like facial features kind of look like him a little bit.
yeah, 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 yeah. What I like about his film is he trigger fast, no hesitation. He straight downhill. He just small. He just like 6'2", 210. We need to put some weight on him. But his IQ, his instincts, when I seen on film, was wonderful. Like he downhill and he ain't thinking. He played the opposite way our linebackers played. And then they looking at another kid from Georgetown. He had 220 tackles, like I think over like 3 years or something. Tackle machine out of Georgetown. The point is, Gary Patterson is thinking how we want him to think, right? So when we came into the transfer portal season, I felt like we needed more than what we got, right? And Gary Patterson then came and he felt like we need more linebackers for sure. Because all of a sudden we in the mix now for like 3 or 4 different linebackers. The Georgetown kid supposed to be visiting. We already got the kid from D3, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I like what Gary Patterson doing. I like and it's a fresh start too for all our players. Ain't no favoritism. Gary Patterson gonna come in. Everybody starting from scratch too. That's another thing with a new coaching staff. With a new coach, sometimes they get the best out the players because they know they probably ain't the favorite no more. They know they starting from scratch. You feel me? So I think the whole thing is just gonna make the team better, man. Like he's an experienced coach. Like I said, he a Hall of Famer. He's a inventor of a whole defense. I gotta pound that into y'all. Like he created the 4-2-5. Like so that just lets you know he's a great mind, and everybody then adopted that. So
Hey,
he's a great
Carter.
mind. And the second thing I'm gonna say, what I like is that he was able to get lesser talent. Like when you get lesser talent and succeed, to me, that's what that makes you an elite coach, right? Because an elite coach could get every drop of talent out his roster. So if we just think logically, if he could basically make TCU a playoff level team, he had TCU in the top 10. What he gonna do with us? And that's what he was saying in this interview. If you look at his interview, he was like,
Yeah,
"This
he
is gonna be
said
the
that.
first time." Yeah, he was like, "This is gonna be the first time to where every
I
game
got
I go into, I feel like my players are just as talented as the other players, no matter who
Yeah,
we
he's
play."
got the athletes now.
Yeah, so he excited to see what he could do with elite talent, and I am too.
Hey, Carter, though, one thing I do want to mention is we might already have the linebackers that we need for next year, bro, because if everything that we're saying is right, bro, about the scheme and all that with Lynn, I honestly think, bro, what's his name? 23 and 31 are linebackers, bro. I think if they just stop thinking so much and just play fast, they have the body types and the athleticism to really, you know, take over those linebacker positions, bro. What do you think?
They no, I definitely agree. They definitely got the talent and the ability. It's all up here. It's all up in their minds.
In the
Can
mind,
we
yeah.
get their minds right to where they're not thinking? And that comes with coaching, right? Because remember, Desmond Stevens, he was a safety in high school. So he really got to get the coaching good. So I agree. I feel like that our linebackers struggle, but they have the potential to be stars if they coached up right. I think
Yeah.
Rob Ryan is another one of them dudes like Henny, an NFL coach. Like it's a difference between an NFL coach and a college coach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
No,
I feel like
100%.
yeah. So I feel like our linebackers didn't do great because Rob Ryan is used to coaching NFL linebackers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think honestly, bro, honestly, if I mean it's true, bro, cuz that's another thing that's kind of hard too because I just feel like the scheme and like the way that Lynn wanted things done just wasn't really the best fit for not only the players but maybe even the position coaches as well. Because I mean, obviously that TCU game was pretty ugly, bro. But I know that first quarter, bro, that defensive line, those linebackers, that whole defense was coming down and smacking and playing fast and quick. So what I'm just trying to say, bro, is forget all like the coaching and all that, like that are leaving and stuff. I truthfully think that we do have the athletes already. Plus, you're bringing in those freshmen, so I think I'm like I'm super like high on this USC team, bro, for next year.
Nah, look, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. If our linebackers came out and balled next year, I wouldn't be surprised, right? I'm
Yep.
just saying we all know they struggle, but you're right. They got the talent. So it's all mental. So like I'm with you. They just need the right coaching. They just need somebody to trigger their mind to where they out there reacting and not thinking. They know they keys, they trigger when they supposed to. They know the playbook and they comfortable with playing the position. So I'm with you all the way. Like I wouldn't want Desmond Stevens or Jaden Walker to hop in the portal. I'll be bummed out. But they did struggle last year. But they struggles, you could tell it seemed like it was coaching because I didn't look at Desmond Stevens and Jaden Walker and said they wasn't physical. Especially Jaden Walker, he a thump. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck
Jaden
yeah.
Walker come with the wood. Desmond Stevens, he got great cover ability. He used to be a safety. I remember as a freshman against Penn State, he had a pick and he showed his safety skills.
I
So
was
when
at that
you
game, bro.
oh, you was? I was at that game too.
Yeah, bro. I had to go on my phone and look up who the fuck 23 was because I was like, God damn,
Yeah,
my
like
boy
he
made a play.
intercepted that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at that game too. That was his freshman year. So I'm with you. We do got the talent. We do got the talent. So it's like, if we didn't have the talent, bro, then I wouldn't have been for firing Lynn and I wouldn't be for the changes. You know what I'm saying? I'm for the
Yeah.
changes because if you watch my channel, I feel like we may not have championship level talent, but we had the talent to play better than we play though. We had playoff level talent though. So if you got the playoff level talent, then guess what? If you not succeeding, it's on the coaches.
Yeah, but at what position group or what position do you think besides linebacker do we not have the playoff or well, okay, you already said playoffs, but where do you think that we struggle the most at for having like championship level positional players? Because bro, everywhere, I mean,
You talking about
besides
talent wise or just how
yeah,
we
yeah,
perform?
talent wise, because bro, on the offense, I feel like USC obviously their numbers speak for themselves last year, so we don't have to worry about the offense. Offense always going to be top 5, top 10, I think. But on defense, bro, I think as if like we're expecting this DC Gary Patterson to come in and coach these guys up with his experience and the scheme's easier and stuff. I think at all three levels, bro, you don't think that we have the talent to maybe go out there and compete for a chip?
I do. I look. I always say this. Look, if I ain't gonna go through all the names, but if all our players that's coming back right, if they all progress and take that next step of progression, we'll be in the playoffs. Because I look, we got the talent. The only position group that I say we might not have necessarily the championship talent, maybe at safety. I mean, we got Christian Pierce. The book kind of still out on Urlacher. You know, we lost Kamari and Bishop to the NFL. So just talent wise, maybe safety, but that just maybe. But
Yeah,
talent
bro.
wise, no,
Because
we got championship level talent
yeah,
because we
bro.
got
Because
five. Go ahead.
well, because I was gonna say, bro, is I believe who was fuck, bro. That's my first time being on a call, so I be getting kind of nervous and fucking losing my thoughts. But who was the safety that be thumping that you just mentioned? Christian
Christian
Pierce.
Pierce.
Yeah, so you got Christian Pierce. Fuck, bro. If we don't have, because I really don't think I like Urlacher, but I think he's a little too small and that athletic enough. But obviously he could hit. But I think if you put Graham back there at safety and then at corner, bro, I think well we got Marcellus Williams and even maybe we might see R.J. Sermons up out there at starting. I think those three guys right there be phenomenal players, bro.
Yeah,
And one thing I noticed too is we didn't really get an opportunity to really see how good our corners were because they never pressed.
exactly.
And
I'm
when they
100%
did,
with you.
bro, they got better towards the year and not just better, bro. They started playing really good in my eyes, you know. I just don't think they practiced that enough or they weren't in position and didn't get enough reps at doing it, you know?
Exactly. I feel like Lynn, he didn't trust our DBs.
Yeah,
He
either
didn't
that or
trust.
just his scheme just wasn't calling for it, I guess. I really just don't even know, bro.
Yeah, Alex Grinch. Deanton Lynn ran the I feel like his mindset is bend don't break. Don't give up the big play and make you chip your way downfield. The problem is we'll bend and break though. Trojan first said Graham and Pierce at safety. I hear y'all with Graham, but y'all, I want to keep Graham at nickel because when he came into the nickel, he locked that down.
Yeah, I say Graham at safety if like we have to
If
put
we
him there,
yeah,
but
like if we lacking there.
yeah, he's a lock at either one, nickel, whichever one they think is a better fit, or just rotating right there. But I yeah, bro, I
Let me ask you then. Let me ask you and everybody in the chat. Would y'all rather be weak at safety or nickel?
obviously at safety is what I would
Exactly
say.
my point. You feel me?
Yeah,
So if we move Graham to the safety, who gonna play our nickel? Now see, Trojan first like Prophet Brown.
I don't think he's gonna be better than Graham, bro.
Exactly. I don't think Prophet Brown better than Graham. And I ain't gonna lie. Now, Prophet Brown, he is good at running. He is a short tackler, right? But my nickel got to be able to cover too. Now, Prophet Brown, I don't mean to talk about nobody. He could have been better, but I know when Prophet Brown was playing, he didn't play this year, but the year before, when he would come in a game, the offense would try to pick on him. You know, he a smaller DB. He probably like 5'11". I remember Prophet Brown getting targeted a lot.
Yeah,
I ain't
no,
saying
I
he
don't
ain't that
remember.
good, but I'm saying Alex Graham looked better at nickel. He looked like a better DB than Profit.
So who do you think's another option for safety then? Because
I think we got to
Urlacher's
give one
cool,
of I
bro,
think we
but
got to give one of our young kids.
I think
Remember,
so
like,
too.
look, we got Gallegos. We got my cousin Ruben. He could play safety or nickel too.
Oh, that's your cousin?
Yeah, Isaiah Ruben. That's my cousin.
Damn, that's what's up, bro. That's cool.
Yeah, you got him and Gallegos. You also got Kendarius Reddick.
Yep, he had flashes too in that
Yeah,
Illinois game, right?
he looked good out there, number 41. He didn't look bad. So give
No.
one of them young guys a shot. Like, what you doing recruiting for? Well, this is what we recruit for. You know what I'm saying? To have people in the wing. So get a young guys a chance at that position before you change somebody's position or before you take Graham out a position where he shined at.
Yeah. Okay,
Like
but
just because
for
you good
corner.
enough to play multiple positions, that don't mean you should play a different position than where you shining at or where the team needs you at more. You just said I'd rather be weak at safety than nickel, and I agree with you. And I feel like if we don't got Graham at nickel, we gonna be weak at nickel unless one of them freshmen come in and be a star like Elbert Hill or something, or maybe RJ Sermons. That's what I'm saying. We got to start giving the young guys a chance. I feel like we recruited well. Like Doug Belt before he left, he was one of the top. I think he was the second rate recruiter behind Henderson. So the last 2 years we recruited well at DB. Right, we got RJ Sermons last year. We got him to reclassify. Tristan Castro. And then, like I said, the year before
Oh
that, my
yeah.
cousin Ruben, Gallegos, we've been getting 4 stars. We ain't seen them on the field yet, right? But we've been
Yep.
besides Marcellus, but even Marcellus class, that all our DBs we got the last 2-3 years been 4 stars, bro. So it's about time to let these dudes play. Like, let them
Yeah.
play now. Go
Carter,
ahead.
another thing too, bro, is another thing that we also gotta we gotta like look at too is, bro, is now that we got it's gonna be just it's almost gonna be not a full year, but it's gonna be a full off season with having those guys in the weight room with those coaches too that they brought over from Kansas State. So
Mm-hmm.
so maybe we'll start
Yeah,
seeing some of
yeah,
these
yeah.
bodies look different too. Athleticism, quickness, explosiveness. I'll probably be looking a little
Hey,
bit
look,
different too.
look. You bring out a great point because remember, Coach True came late. Our strength and conditioning coach, he came late.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
this gonna be their first full year under his program. So I agree with you. Like
Yeah.
maybe if maybe if True was here the whole year before, our defensive line would have been getting pushed around like that. But I'm kind of happy. I'm kind of happy that happened, right? Because I
Yeah.
know Coach True seen that, and I know he thinking like, please, like y'all ain't finna be getting pushed around on my clock because that's making me look bad. Like if you the
Mhm.
strength and conditioning coach, right, and your guys in the trenches getting pushed around, that gonna make you be like, what you doing with these dudes, right? Especially when you got Silver, he was like 320 getting pushed around, right? So you make up
Yeah.
a great point that I see why you could be high on this team because look, I do feel like they're gonna be stronger. Hey, y'all ain't even checked it. If you don't know, we hired a speed coach too.
Yeah, the other guy too.
I'm thinking like, damn, I didn't even know they had speed coaches.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
We
bro,
hired a
that's
coach
why.
just for your speed.
Yeah, bro,
So
that's
if
why
we
I was high on them last year too, bro. It's just it was just unfortunate a couple of different things how they played out, bro. But I mean, if I was high on them last year, bro, I think next year's even gonna be. I'm even. I had a couple bets on them winning the Big Ten. Had the over on the wins that for this year and stuff. I definitely am gonna go in again on that next year, bro, because I just think everything's lining up now, bro. And like you said, bro, they've been recruiting these four-star players, bro. So it's just with the weight room and all that coming with those coaches and stuff, bro. These guys will be ready to compete in the Big Ten, bro. And man, like G Day, Thanos, Bucard or whatever, all these
Mhm.
guys shall be Fountain, bro. It's just there's no way. And that guy from Michigan State, I love the way he plays too, bro. I
Oh,
just
he's a
think, bro.
dog.
I just think, yeah, bro. Even that guy from Washington, bro, that linebacker,
Yeah, he a dog
he
too.
might be a little bit smaller, bro, but on first and second down, clogging up them holes, bro, he's gonna help a lot too. So I just don't see a way how USC with the offense that Lincoln Riley calls with our two-headed monsters at running back, returning all of our offensive linemen, bro. And one thing I heard, I think I don't know if it was USCJ or someone, bro, is I really like that. I really like that kid from IMG, not Pepe, but the other guy playing center, bro, at
Cole
like
J.
yeah, like at 6'3" playing center, bro. I think they plug him in there, bro. And dude, that offense is gonna be insane, bro. Nasty, bro.
Look, our freshmen, they didn't ones, bro. Like, it's funny you bring up Cole J because he think he bringing the culture to USC. He said, "I'm coming to USC to change the culture and winning culture." Like I like that dude. He got moxie. He a leader. When he work out with other all stars, he always the captain. Like they call him Cool J. You know what I'm
And
saying?
and he takes pride in being the smartest person on the offensive
Yeah.
line. He didn't even play center, I guess, most of the years, and he was the one calling out the blitzes and the blockage and all that stuff, the protection and shit. So I just think he's gonna be one of those guys that I don't think anyone's gonna be surprised, bro. But I feel like you can pretty much book it, bro. If he's not starting by the like beginning of the year, bro, I think he's definitely gonna take that position, bro. Because I mean, I ain't trying to throw shade or nothing, bro, but I just don't think that O'Connor guy is gonna be able to. I don't think he's gonna be the one, bro. I'm not saying he's not good, bro, but I just think in the Big Ten, bro, you need that 6'3", over 6 foot guy right there, bro. What do you think?
I definitely agree. Like O'Connor, he I say this though, O'Connor he good, but we need great. That's what I was
Exactly.
talking about on the other podcast my bros did on 4th and 9. Like we were talking about how the offensive line need to be better. We're not sitting on the offensive line and saying that they're not good, but they need to take another step, just like the rest of the units, right? And I just feel like Keelan O'Connor, I feel like his ceiling is low, but his floor is decent. So
Yeah.
Killian,
Yep.
he gonna know the playbook. He gonna know. That's why he got the starting position over Ray Reed, because Ray Reed is more physically talented. But Killian knew all the protections. He knew how to read blitzes and make the adjustment. He knew how to quarterback the offensive line.
Yeah, bro.
So
Perfect example. Perfect example of that, bro. Was once O'Connor went down that Illinois game. What
we
happened,
was
bro?
getting
We threw that
pressure.
trick play. We threw that trick play. We would have won that game, bro. If he wasn't 5 yards, 10 yards down the
Oh
field on that play.
yeah, took back that Makai touchdown.
Yeah, and bro, that was a nasty fucking play. He had how many yards did he have that game? And that play, that penalty took off like 70 yards off of his day too, bro. And he already had a crazy day.
Yeah, he would have like 250 yards if that when it went off the board.
Yeah, bro. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's crazy.
exactly.
But look, I'm with you. Look, I'm telling you, that 26 class, we just if that 26 class wasn't freshman, I feel like they'll take so many spots. I feel like Cole J would be starting, but you got to work your way up. But our freshman class got more talent than the current players we got. I'm just sorry. So,
Bro,
and I'm happy. So, I want to ask you this. I want to ask you this before I forget. What's your record prediction for us next year? And give me the freshman you'll think that will have the most impact and see the field early.
fuck, bro. For the record, bro, I don't. I'm not sure about the record, bro, but I think we definitely lose 2 games, bro. But we get into the playoffs, sneak into the playoffs, or make the playoffs. I think we lose 1 to 2 games, bro. But as far as the players that I think that are gonna be like the Malachi Tonys of the world, the Jeremiah Smiths of the world for USC, I think you got I think Mark Bowman for sure, obviously on offense. I think Booby Feaster. I think Trent Mosley, bro. I would love to see him kind of like pop out next year, but I just don't think he's gonna be physically ready, bro, because he gets hurt a lot, bro. He's already gone through some injuries, but he definitely has the talent. I also like the modern day wide receiver. I think he's got like the build to maybe make things happen freshman year as a wide receiver, especially because as a wide receiver, bro, you don't really have it's not much different. It's wide receiver. You athlete, you fast, physical. Yeah, I mean, you can play that position. I also do. What do you think about Deshaun Rideau, bro? I think he could be like a pass catching, maybe not too much up the middle because he's still a little young, bro. But I think he will do something with the offense. As far as defense, obviously, bro, Wayful's gonna be there. Jamion Winfield's gonna be there. Uh, who else, bro? I think those are kind of like more of like my locks right there. It would be Mark Bowman, Booby Feaster, the modern day wide receiver on offense. I like J, like I said, I already mentioned. And then on for defense, bro, like I said, I really do like the interior, the Wayful kid, obviously, and then the Winfield kid.
Right. I'm
Who
pretty
who
much with
who
you.
who,
Look.
who do you think
I
I'm
think
missing?
you. Nah, you ain't missing nobody. Like I think you named too many. Like, but the receivers, I hear you because Lincoln Riley. First of all, you named like 4 wide receivers, right? But I'm with you because Lincoln Riley love his wide receivers, and that's the easiest position to play from day one, if you ask me. So I
Yeah,
am with you. It's gonna be one of them receivers, and I feel like it's one of the 3 you name. It's either gonna be Mosley, Booby Feaster, or Caden Dixon.
that's the thing. We have 3 of them. All we need is one, bro.
Exactly, and one of them is gonna get the playing time. One of them. So take your pick out of them. To me, they all.
Movie
I
Feaster,
say
bro.
Booby because I feel like Booby. He got that swag about him. Like he just been great ever since he was a kid. Like he was the youngest rated 5-star ever. Like he got rated a 5-star as a freshman.
Bro. I seen your video about him before
Yeah,
we were
okay.
even
So
favorites
you rock
about
with
him,
me, so
bro.
you know. So
Yeah,
so Booby is like a prodigy, and they love him in Texas. They swear by him, right? So I don't
yeah,
know if you heard this story. I tell this story all the time when I talk about Booby. I was on Twitter one day, and Jalen Lott, he got rewarded his fifth star, and he was ranked above Booby. And you know he an Oregon commit. So
yeah.
all the Oregon fans was like, we got the better receiver than USC, blah, 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 blah. Texas people came to our defense. The Texas people like, because both of them from Texas. Jalen Lott and Booby, both from Texas.
Okay, yeah.
I swear to God, the Texas dude hopped in the comments was like, hell no. They like, it's Booby over Lott all day. And they both from Texas. But if you
Hmm.
ask Texas, they like, Booby is no question. And then I just seen a list of the best players in Texas. They just dropped the list. And Booby was number one. He was above Jalen Lott. So when people know you, like your hometown state, and you got a hometown kid that's on your level, and everybody be in that state, be like, like Lot good, but Booby him. And a lot of 5-star, a lot of baller too. So Booby just always been a prodigy. Booby is one of them dudes who are just like, if I gotta pick one, I'll pick him. I'm definitely with you with Mark Bowman. Like, and I was just asking you playing time, right? I think Mark Bowman gonna start.
Yeah, and don't forget about the guy from the JUCO, Jefferson.
Oh yeah,
Sheesh.
Josiah Jefferson,
I
right?
seen, I seen them working out on Instagram today, bro. And that footwork where he grabbed the tennis ball and then twisted his, like, turned his hips and went back, bro. I'm like, damn, bro. At like 6'3", 6'4", I'm like, let's
Yeah,
go, bro.
yeah. So on the offense, I really I only could guarantee you two, like a Feaster, one of them wide receivers, and Bowman. I don't think none of our young offensive linemen or running backs finna take nobody's spot. I feel like Waymo, he a beast. Feel like he got that on lock. Like, and I feel King Miller, he almost rushed for 1,000. So I don't think unless Radeau and the other dude come in looking like Reggie Bush or something, I feel like you know what I'm saying. Waymo and them is gonna get them snaps. But the defense, I promise you this. Lou Wayful is taking somebody's spot, bro. Lou Wayful is taking somebody's snaps, bro. Can you hear me?
You know what? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I want to ask you, bro. Would it? Can you hear me, bro?
I hear you.
All right, bro. Would it be too far of a reach to say that that linebacker from modern day might be getting some burn next year?
Sean Scott.
Yeah, bro. His size, I, I just think he got potential, bro, to play that position quick or early.
All right, this why I don't think he gonna get no burn because he played DN
Yep.
for modern day, so he gonna have to learn the linebacker position.
Yeah, that
Hold
makes
on,
sense,
did
bro.
you hear me?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
heard me?
yeah. I heard you. I heard you.
Yeah. So I feel like he's gonna have a learning curve, so that might prevent him. But you never know. Just like somebody else was saying, Matt Grodegood, USC linebacker legend, he played safety in high school, and he came and ran the linebacker position from day one. It looked like he was a natural linebacker from the get. So if he a Matt Groda good, then maybe. But I wouldn't put that pressure on him because he don't play that position.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and we seen how it looked like if you don't know what you doing at linebacker with Desmond Stevens and Jaden Walker early in the season. You feel me?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
100%.
so a linebacker's kind of position that you need a little experience to play. That's why Tackett Curtis, they threw him in as a freshman. Look how much he struggled. He ain't been able to bounce back since.
No.
So linebacker is kind of like the quarterback position. You know they say the linebacker is the quarterback of the defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the
Yeah.
linebacker is a position where you need to know what not only what you doing, what everybody else on the field doing, right? But
Yep.
with this defense, with Gary Patterson, it's gonna be simpler because the front seven gonna have their own play calls. The front seven ain't gotta know what the DB's doing. And I think that's so dope I think that's so dope that hold on, I just turned on the court. I think it's so dope how Patterson break his defenses in two like that.
Yeah, it is.
It is. I think everybody should do that because it's like the secondary is mainly, you know what I'm saying, to handle the pass. And the defensive line is to run and to get on the quarterback. So it makes sense that they have their own play calls. To me, so that's like I was telling people, like the more I think about Gary Patterson, we might didn't hit the jackpot. I'm telling you, we might didn't hit the jackpot. I think it's because he been out of football 5 years and he never coached at a blue blood. But he had, we look, we complain about how Lincoln Riley ain't got USC up to par yet, right?
Yeah.
Certain schools, certain blue blood schools complain about their coaches. I'm pretty sure Nebraska been complaining about their coaches for the last year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So when you get a coach that could take a non-blue blood, a TCU, and have them competing with the blue bloods, I think that's a red flag or a green flag, however you want to look at it, as you're an elite coach. Because I done seen coaches squander away talent. I done seen coaches have talent and can't do nothing with it. I done seen coaches with better talent than Gary Patterson ever had at TCU and don't even be good at as them TCU teams. So I think we got to think about that, y'all. Like, just think about it. Like, the coach we getting is used to coaching 3 stars and having them competing with the best. He like a Cal Whittingham. He was like a Cal Whittingham, right? Cal Whittingham at Utah. What
Oh, the coach,
Cal
yeah.
Whittingham was putting belt to our ass every year. 3 stars. I'm mad he went to Michigan. How you feel about that?
No, he's a
Like,
good coach, bro. He's going to do
man,
good.
I look. I guarantee you, Cal Whittingham gonna have Michigan balling.
Yeah, that's for sure, bro. He's good.
That's
It's
for
just
sure.
because
Cause
it's
look
like
what
you
he did
said.
with Utah talent. Go ahead.
It's what you just it's what you've been saying all night, bro. Is he's been doing so much more with less talent, bro. Now that he's at a blue blood like Michigan, bro. Obviously, bro, the writing's on the wall, bro. He's gonna do great. As
Yeah,
unfortunate as that sounds, bro.
yeah. To me, that's the best coaches. Like that. That's like the easy way. The easiest way to put it is like in basketball terms. That's like you coaching Michael Jordan. Like you got Kobe and Shaq, right? But
Right.
I got some scrubs, but I still can beat you. That must mean I'm a hell of a coach. So
Yeah.
what would that coach do with the Kobe's and Shaq? Gonna win every year, right? Like Phil did, right? So it's like I think that's what people underestimating, bro. Like look what this man did with Les. Look what so and that's another reason, bro, why I kind of wanted I was thinking about Jonathan Smith too as our DC. Because remember,
The
Oregon
Oregon
State used
State
to
coach.
always give us problems.
Yeah.
Remember, they almost beat us that year when we had Caleb. We only
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
17 points. They had a wonderful game plan against us. And that team averaged 40. Caleb and Jordan Addison, we was running up on everybody. Even we ran it up on Utah. Even though we lost to Utah that year, we still scored what, like 42, right?
Yeah.
Oregon State held us to 17. That's sign of great coaching.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
now we got one of them coaches. To me, that's the best. That's the best combination. A coach that could do less, could do more with less, and then you give him more. He
Hey,
he should
bro.
shine, right? By that logic, we know it don't work out like that in real life, though, right? It still
Yeah.
ain't a
Yeah.
guarantee, right? But by that logic, we should be balling, right? Just by the logic of this dude will have 3 stars balling. We full of nothing but 5 stars and 4 stars, so we should at least be balling too, right?
100%.
Yeah, so I'm kind of with you, and I'm happy you came on because you right. Like I think we should have a little more faith because I feel like I ain't even gonna lie. I've been feeling like we shouldn't even expect the playoffs with this team when I look at the roster. But and I only say that because I feel like the talent we got is unproven and ain't showed that yet. But just like you said, with the linebackers, maybe it's the coaching. And
I
I
think
feel
so.
like part of it is the coaching. The only thing we don't know if it was 90% of the coaching. We don't know how much a part of the pie, right? But we know coaching was a part of the problem.
Bro, it
So
was, bro, especially on defense, bro. It was.
most definitely. So it's like I feel like if we just coach right, if we played the right players, if we rotated more, I'm gonna tell you this. I ain't even gonna get into it too much, right? But I'm gonna tell you this. Deanton Lynn, he decided who played and didn't play.
Yeah, that's
And
what
let me
that's what I
tell
was
you,
hearing too.
yeah, and look, let me tell you, it was a lot of players that the position coaches wanted to play, but Deanton Lynn was like, he don't trust him. He wasn't ready. My little cousin is one of them. Doug Belt would tell Lynn that my little cousin is the best DB on the team. I swear to God. He the best DB. He got the best technique. He our best DB. Lynn didn't trust my little cousin. So Belt couldn't put him in the game. And that went on at every position group. Every position group, it was a guy that the position coach was like, he need to be playing. And Coach Lynn like, nah, right? So all the little things that could change to make us a better defense, like giving somebody else a shot, right? Holding people accountable. Like I feel like that we missed all them tackles. You seen the last play against TCU, right?
Don't remind me, bro. Yeah.
I feel like the only reason that we was able to miss 3 back-to-back tackles is because all season when we missed tackles, nobody was held accountable.
Yeah,
I swear to
100%.
God to you, my boy. What's your name again? Juan?
Yeah, Juan.
Juan. I watch other games, right?
Yeah.
And I especially watch other Big Ten teams because that's our comp. I'm telling you, bro, when I watch other teams, especially Oregon and Indiana, if somebody missed a tackle, they was out the next play. And half the time you will see somebody in their face chewing them out. Our
It's
team, you missed a tackle, you still in the game.
Bro, another thing too, bro. I don't know if you caught if you were watching the national championship game like the whole time. But bro, I hadn't seen Indiana. I only watched a few games of Indiana, but I watched enough. But
Mm-hmm.
uh in that championship game, bro, fucking they the offense, someone had a false start, bro. And you should have seen the look that Kurt Signetti had on his face, bro. He was
Right.
fucking livid, bro, off of a 5 yard penalty, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, remember, like, think about fucking even that Oregon game, bro, where our linebacker 23 jumps over the line when they missed the field goal, or even when Jacoby Lane went over to the sideline to grab the football from Oregon player, bro.
Yeah.
Just stupid shit like that, bro, where it's just like they would just do undisciplined shit and not get talked to or not even pulled or anything, bro. I think that's another big thing that we're kind of lacking, you know.
Yeah.
And then the
Exactly.
la- and then the
And like
last
I
thing,
said,
bro.
go ahead.
Cause bro, I gotta wrap it up. My girl's waiting for me. We're watching this show right now, and it just came out, so she's waiting for me in bed right now. She's texting me, but I'm talking USC. She knows, but but
What y'all about to watch? I be needing shows to watch and shit. Like I need some new shows, man.
okay, bro. Well, I guess right now we're watching season 4 of this show called Traders, bro.
Mm.
It's
What
on
that's
I
about?
think it's on Peacock, bro. It's about like a group of like kind of like celebrities or TV show people like from Survivors, like what do you call it, so there's people from like the Olympics, Survivors, uh, that's what's that guy Michael Rappaport was on it. The guy Rob from Love Island's on it, and they all are
Oh, okay.
staying at like this mansion, bro. And there's like most of the people are called faithfuls, and then there's like 3 traders, and every day they're doing missions and working together. And the people as a group, they have to figure out who the traders are, and as a trader, you're supposed to like kind of be fake and like try to last the whole season, to win the money. And as a faithful, you're working together and voting people out of the castle and stuff. And you'll have to just
Oh, so
look into it, bro. It's pretty
it's
good.
a reality show and they playing a game. It's a reality show and they trying to. Okay, that sounds
Yeah, they
interesting.
like they vote people off, bro. But me and my girl kind of got hooked on it, bro. And we had to wait for this 7th episode to come out, and it came out today, bro. So she's like, "Hey, let's watch that shit." I'm like, "All right, hold on, give me a minute."
Hey, you said it's 4 seasons in, so I like catching shows late. I ain't gonna lie, so I could binge watch that shit.
Exactly, yeah, bro. But it seems like this fourth season is the one that actually kind of popped off because I never really heard of it, and I'm really
Okay,
enjoying it, bro. So it's cool. But but Carter, bro, the one thing I did want to mention too, bro, is even special teams this year is going to be a huge part of this team too, bro.
man, right. We didn't have the worst special teams the last couple of years. I feel like we wasted Zachariah and Makai Lemon's return ability. Right?
Yeah,
Think about it. Like Makai didn't sniff a touch punt return. He didn't sniff one. I don't even remember one being close. No special teams coach. So I'm happy that we got a special team coach we needed. Special teams just ain't the field goal kicker. It's your punt returns, your kick returns, and your punt and kick return defense. And we struggled. I remember Notre Dame return one. Didn't Oregon return some on special teams too?
yeah, punt return
Yeah, and
early,
Notre Dame
early,
did too. So it's like
bro.
we definitely need that.
Bro, I mean, bro, the way I look at it, bro, is special teams and discipline are literally the reason why we weren't into the playoffs this year, bro.
Right.
So
Fix
that's
those
what
two
I,
things.
Carter. So that's why I'm telling you, bro. This team is gonna ball this year, bro. This team's going to ball, bro. I don't like. I'm torn between the coaches, bro. When Balk left like a week or two ago, bro, I was fucking pissed listening to USCJ's like information. I was pissed, bro, because of the recruiting and all that. And
Yeah.
then I was just like, I hope Henny and all this don't shake up either. So now that I talked to you today, bro, I'm like over it now, bro, and I'm excited. But that did kind of like tear on me a little bit, bro. But yeah, bro. Now that I'm talking to you and just kind of looking past that, bro, I truthfully think, bro, that this team's gonna ball, bro. And like I was mentioning to you earlier, I think I got off topic, but like, bro, all we need is like 3 to 4, maybe 5, 6 players to make an impact on the out of the 35 players that we're bringing in or more from that freshman class. All we need is about like 15 to 20% of those players to make a contribution, like the Malachi Tonys, the Jeremiah Smiths and stuff like that, bro. Why is it that Miami, Ohio State can make runs like they've been doing, bro? And like especially Miami, bro, with Malachi Tony, bro, as a freshman, that's supposed to be like a senior in high school, bro. How could that guy make that big of an impact in like 2 or 3 black back-to-back playoff games, bro? But we can't expect that to happen for us, bro. A lot of things I've been hearing around USC is you can't depend on freshmen, bro. And I'm not saying we're gonna depend on freshmen, bro. But bro, I know for a fact, bro, out of the 35 players, bro, we're gonna have at least 3 to 4 players that where we need them most, bro, that we're gonna be able to plug them in, bro, and they're gonna have impacts just like those players I just mentioned, bro.
Hey,
And
but
that
think about it though. Look.
and that will be the difference between us being where we think we're at to actually getting to that point next year, bro. At least the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, and I don't know why fans would think freshmen can't have impact when we just see Thanos and Floyd Bicard have an impact and Tanuk Hines.
100%, bro. So that's what I'm pushing, bro. That's the narrative I want to push, bro. The narrative that, yo, I mean, obviously things are kind of bloody right now with all the coaching and shit. But bro, looking forward with who we're bringing, with the team that we already re-signed coming back, and with the freshmen that are coming next year, bro. Like, bro, these guys are getting paid millions, bro. Just like Jakeem was last year, bro. And came coming in and making an impact, bro. Dude, these freshmen, bro. Like I was listening to Lockhart's dad on USCJ the other day, last weekend or something. Bro, these freshmen are coming expecting to take someone's position, bro. So like
Yeah.
Wayful, Jamion, bro, these guys are gonna do something next year, bro. I just know it, bro.
Nah, for real. I seen an interview with Caden Dixon Wyatt, and he was like he coming to take somebody's spot.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like, show your right then. I like the confidence. He said, I'm coming to take somebody's spot. I seen Booby Feaster that on USCJ channel. He said Booby Feaster goal is to have 1,000 yards receiving his freshman year.
Yep, he wrote it on the mirror. He said he's been writing goals on his mirror every year, bro, and he hasn't missed a goal yet, bro.
So why should we expect him to now?
Exactly, bro. But hey, Carter, bro, this ain't gonna be. time I pop on with you, bro. And I want you to
Yeah.
remember me, bro, so we can start. I can start jumping
Nah,
on
I'm
this
gonna
with you
remember
more,
you,
bro.
bro. Like, I'm gonna remember you because you make a lot of sense. We been time may be going by fast to you, but you've been on here like 30, 40 minutes. So, and you chopping up good knowledge. So always hit that link. This is what I do this for. Like, I'm I make the videos, but when I go live, it's for y'all. It's really for y'all to come up here and say what y'all say. Like, if you ever notice, if I get enough people to hop on here, say if it's like 4 or 5 dudes, I'll sit back and just let y'all talk. I go
Yeah.
live to create the barbershop type of feeling. Like,
I
we all
like that.
bros in the barbershop, you know what I'm saying? The barbershop style. So you're more than welcome. Everybody, anybody in the chat, anybody listening, whoever hit the link, I'm gonna bring you up. For sure, for sure.
Hey, bro.
And I'll
What
keep you on
last thing?
stage too.
Last thing, bro. I live out here in Reno, Nevada, bro. Do you know where that's at?
Yeah, I know Reno at.
Okay, bro. Well, bro, I was thinking about going to a football game this year at USC because I went to like two last year. I went to Northwestern and I went to the Michigan game last year. I'm gonna try to pop out to a game this year coming up, bro. We should definitely try to link up at a game.
Yeah, do that. And I got my boy J.A. He got to hook up on the tickets and shit too. So
Yeah, cause I was looking
let
at
me
the
know.
Ohio State game, bro, and bro, they're charging like $500 to sit at nosebleeds, bro, and I was just like, damn, I don't even know if I want to go. I don't even know if I want to go to a game like that because
Yeah,
obviously I
you
want to
better
watch
off
Ohio
watching on
State.
TV.
Yeah, bro,
You
but
spend 500
maybe
for the
the Oregon
nosebleed.
game, bro.
Yeah,
But
the
I'll
Oregon
hit
game.
you up, bro. I'm gonna tap in with you, bro. See if we can maybe link up out there or go to a game or something.
All right,
But
for sure. Tap in with me.
yeah, bro, because that's been some one of my like not dreams, bro, but one of the things I want to do, bro, is not only go to the game, but like actually link up with some of the people that I be watching on the shows and shit, on the USC things.
Right. But hell
But
yeah, just tap in with me. I'm about to get off here too.
all right then, bro. Well, I
I
appreciate your
appreciate that.
time, bro.
Yep. Don't be a
All right,
stranger.
all right. Peace out, bro.
All right. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get up off here. I'm gonna have a video dropping for y'all tomorrow, and then some news drop. I'm gonna go live tomorrow too with some news drop. I'm off next 3 days, so I might be super active, y'all. So just have y'all subscription up, have y'all notifications when y'all see me live or when I drop a video. Until then, man, I'm gone, Trojan family. We gonna fight on. It's gonna be all good, man. It's gonna be all good. We out of here.